mulai. Atau
session, and the first rule is each group has 10 minutes for presentation and 5 minutes allocated for Q&A after each presentation. And please keep questions concise and relevant. And you can use the microphone when asking a question. So we have a fantastic lineup for presentation today. And without further ado, let's start the seminar. I'd like to invite the first group, which is group 4, for Rafael Valencius as the presenter of group 4. The screen is yours. You can start the presentation.
thank you, Amanda, as a moderator. So, okay, I'm going to explain about the impact of online learning platforms like Duolingo on English language skills for Indonesian university students. Next slide, please. So, the agenda that we have today will be first, I'm going to tell you the introduction of our research. Oh yeah, this research is conducted by me, Rafael Francisco, and my friend Muhammad Faiz Aziz. So the both of us work together for this research. Okay, so the second is the purpose of this study, and then the third is the significance of the study, and the fourth is the overview of Duolingo, the role in developing English by the application, the research design, and then the survey and interview result, and then the conclusion of the study. Next slide, please. Okay, so for the introduction. So in today's digital age, we know that technology has significantly reshaped education, especially during the COVID-19, which accelerated the shift from traditional class into the online learning that we know today. And in Indonesia, this transition exposed some challenges like limited internet access and some unprepared schools, but also introduced some new tools such like Duolingo application as a popular gamified language application. And as English proficiency grows increasingly vital for academic and also career opportunities, this study investigate how Duolingo would help Indonesian university students to improve their English skills such as like reading, writing, speaking, and listening, and what obstacles or what challenges do they face while using this application. So the goal is to evaluate the platform's effectiveness and provide insight into how educational technology can support more accessible and flexible learning languages. So next slide, please. Okay, so what is the purpose of our study? So the purpose of our study, the first is to understand how Duolingo is used in learning English, in English learning. And the second is to evaluate how effective it is in improving English skills. And then the third is to explore the main challenges like Okay, so here's the significance of our study. There are three is for the students, the second is for the teachers, and the third is for the schools. And for the students, this research can help them to discover better way to improve their English, and also fun way to improve their English and easily accessible. And it also encourages them into take more control into their own learning, especially outside of the classroom. So not just in the classroom, but also outside of the classroom. And then sport lessons. So this could be an idea for teachers to teach or support or guide any education policy maker. This offers you to improve strategy in making sure that students in different areas, especially those fit from learning through technology, not just from class. Okay, so next slide, please. The overview of Duolingo, of the app. So what is Duolingo? So Duolingo is a free language learning platform available as both website and 11 English session from here. Next slide, please. Okay, so we can this is what accessible to among Indonesian university students for learning English, especially for improving receptive listening and vocabularies for people. While students appreciated its gamified features and daily practice routines, the platform was less effective for developing skills and challenges as such as like the experience. But overall, Duolingo in English as combining it with other methods, instruction and and next slide. So yes, that's all from me. That's all that I can say about our study. Is there any question?
Okay, everyone, does anyone have a question regarding their presentation? If you have any question, you can raise your hand and ask by microphone.
Okay, I guess since no one is asking, so thank you for your time. Thank you. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you so much, Group 4. That was a great start. But for now, I will read a few point information effectively demonstrate that Duolingo is a widely utilized and accessible platform for Indonesian university students, particularly in enhancing receptive English skills such as reading, listening, and vocabulary, while its unified approach and daily practice features are appreciated, and the study also revealed that Duolingo has limitation in developing speaking and writing proficiency due to restricted feedback and interaction. So that's all from the first group. Next, moving on to the next group. I'm pleased to welcome the next group, which is group 12. For Monoyana as the presenter, you can start the presentation, please. Okay, maybe there's a trouble with the presentation, but we will wait a little bit, guys.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my name is Mona Yuliana and I will presentation about the role of native language on students' English pronunciation. Next slide, please. Okay, first is introduction. Pronunciation is a vital part of learning English as it directly affects communication. Clear pronunciation helps convey meaning, while error can cause misunderstanding. Key elements include stress, rhythm, intonation, and phonetic sounds. Learners' native language often influence their pronunciation, especially when certain English sounds don't exist in their first language. This can result in persistent mistakes, limited speaking practice, and teaching and method focus more on reading and writing also contribute to difficulties. Effective strategies such as phonetic training and increased speaking opportunities are essential to improve pronunciation and build learning confidence. Next slide, please. Okay, there is research question. In my research question, there is in light of established research objective, the issues addressed in this study can be articulated through the following research question. First is, in what way does the native language influence students' pronunciation in English? Second is, which phenomenon or pronunciation pattern are the most frequently impacted by the native language? And the last is, what are the primary factors leading to error in student pronunciation? Okay, next slide, please. Okay, that is research objective. First is to identify the influence of the native language on student pronunciation in English. Second is to analyze which pronoun or pronunciation pattern are most significantly affected by the native language. And last is to determine the principal factor that contribute to English pronunciation error in English. Okay, the next slide, please. Okay, there is method. First is research design. A systematic literature review explore how first language affect English as second language pronunciation. And there is data search, selected English language studies from the past decade via database like Google Scholar, ERIC, and GS Store, focusing on first language influence in second language learning. And and there is research strategy, use keyword like first language interference or English pronunciation to find and screen relevant study. And last is data analysis, like studies were thematically grouped by theory, first language, influence type, and pronunciation finding. Okay, next slide. Okay, there is theoretical framework. First, there is pronunciation concept. Pronunciation involves producing and understanding spoken sounds, including pitch, stress, intonation, and rhyme. Clear pronunciation is crucial for effective communication. And second, there is native language influence. Speakers' first language affect second language pronunciation, leading to error when first language and second language different. This is known as language transfer. And there is common pronunciation error from first language influence. Like frequent issue include vowel confusion, incorrect stress, difficulty with unfamiliar sounds like the silent, letter flat intonation, and R affects all confusion. And there is effect of pronunciation error. Error can cause misunderstanding, negative impression, missed opportunities, and poor communication. Next slide, please. Okay, there is strategy to overcome errors, practice in context, conversation, teacher feedback, and self-recording like rhyme and stress training, and using technology can help improve pronunciation. And there is error among Indonesian learning. Common problem include mispronunciation, the, view, and long short vowel due the mother tongue interference and phonological challenge. And last is other influence factor, motivation, age, aptitude, attitude, prior experience, and exposure also impact pronunciation development. And next slide, please. And there is result. There is impact of native language on English pronunciation. First language significantly influence English pronunciation learner. Often transfer first language phonetical rules cause error study. Example Sudiano 2015 and Taifi 2025 2024 show that both segmental sound and suprasegmental intonation trait feature are affected. This error reduces clarity and fluency. Effective pronunciation teaching should address both aspects. And that is commonly affected phoneme and pattern. Sounds like the and the vowel lang in distinction as e as in C and e as in Z. And consonant cluster are often mispronounced due to first language influence. Learner may also struggle with English stress and intonation pattern, leading to reduced intelligibility. Instruction should target this common issue. And next slide, please. Okay, there is main cause of pronunciation error. First is key factor include phonological difference between first language and English, limited exposure to native input, lack of focus, instruction, and effective factor like anxiety, fossilization, and low motivation also hinder progress. A balanced approach combining phonetic training and emotional support is essential. And last is there is synthesis and implication. First language interference is a major cause of pronunciation error, but not the only one. Effective instruction should integrate both segmental and suprasegmental training, encourage speaking practice, and over consistent feedback. A supportive environment and learner motivation are crucial for lasting improvement. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, conclusion. There is conclusion. The conclusion is this study revealed that Indonesian study native language strongly influence their second language, English pronunciation, causing both linguistic and non-linguistic challenge. Key issues include negative phonological transfer, especially with sound like the, and difference in stress, intonation, and rhyme, limited exposure, lack of practice, low motivation, and teaching method worsen this problem. Effective student confidence and communication. Mispronunciation can lead to misunderstanding and higher fluency. This study highlights the need to target pronunciation training and supportive teaching strategy to improve accuracy, confidence, and overall English communication skill. Thank you. That's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you so much for Mona Yuliana. So there is no Q&A. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, I will read the summary of this material. So the research delves into a crucial aspect of English language learning, pronunciation. As we know, correct pronunciation is vital for effective communication, and errors to resolve. Interference is not the only one. Effective teaching strategies should include targeted pronunciation training, encourage speaking practice, and provide consistent feedback in a supportive learning environment. That's a interesting material. Good job. So next up is the group 9, or so the next is group 8 or group 9. Okay, so the next up is a group 8, and the presenter will be Putri Ramadhani. For Putri Ramadhani, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. And I will present about the function of storytelling on improving young learners' English comprehension. Next slide, please. Our member is Syahra Dwi Larvianti and me, Putri Ramadhani. And the next slide please, background of the study. Chapter 1 is background. Storytelling is an ancient form of communication that enhances understanding, memory, and emotional connection. In English language teaching, especially for young EFL learners, it is a powerful tool that integrates listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills in an engaging way. Its work like Heaven emphasized that storytelling helps learners to remember and apply information more effectively. Harmer and De Carico highlight vocabulary as essential to language learning, and storytelling provides meaningful, repeated exposure to new words. Combining with activities like role play and drawing, it creates a sportive and low anxiety learning environment, making it ideal for improving your learners' English comprehension. Next slide, please. And the next is research question. The first is how does storytelling help vocabulary and sentence understanding? Second is what storytelling technique improve English comprehension? And the last is how does storytelling enhance listening and reading skills? Next slide, please. And next is theoretical significance. The study contributes to language acquisition theory by supporting questions input hypothesis, showing that storytelling provides rich contextual input that helps learners internalize language naturally. It also aligns with questions effective filters hypothesis as storytelling lowers emotional barriers by engaging learners emotionally. Additionally, the study reflects constructive learning theory, emphasizing learning through interaction and personal connection, making language acquisition more meaningful and effective for young learners. Next slide, please. And the next is practical significance. For teachers, it offers engaging teaching methods. For school, encourage curriculum development. For parents, promote storytelling at home. And the last, for researchers, open pathway for future studies. Next slide, please. And next is second chapter is result review. Storytelling is a powerful and natural method for engaging young learners English comprehension. It provides a meaningful context for learning vocabulary, sentence structure, and listening skills through engaging narrative and multisensory elements like visual and puppets. Research show that storytelling not only boosts vocabulary and grammar understanding, but also increases student motivation, participation, and confidence in using English. Studies from both international and Indonesian contexts consistently highlight its effectiveness, making it a valuable strategy in early language education. Next slide, please. And the next is third chapter is research methodology. This study used a qualitative descriptive approach to explore the function of storytelling in improving English comprehension among young learners at SDN Mendong. Participants include one English teacher and 10 until 15 lower grade students selected through purposive sampling. Data were collected through observation, semi-structured interview, and document analysis. The data were analyzed using thematical analysis and identifying key themes such as vocabulary development and student engagement to ensure trustworthiness, and the study applied credibility, transferability, dependability, and confirmability principles. Ethical considerations include informed consent, anonymity, and school approval. Next slide, please. And the next is chapter 4 is finding and discussion. And the first is finding. First is vocabulary improvement. Students remember new words better when learned through stories. Visual aids like picture and puppets help them connect word with meaning. One student said that I remember rabbit and forest because I saw the picture and heard the word. Second is listening comprehension. Students understood English more easily when it was part of a story. Repetition, gestures, and context helped them guess the meaning of unfamiliar words. One student said, I can guess the story from picture and how the teacher tells it. Next slide, please. And the next is engagement and motivation. All students said storytelling was more fun than regular lessons. They felt more confident and excited to learn English. It's more fun than reading a book, said a participant. And the fourth is critical thinking. Students understood English more easily when it was part of story. Repetition, gesture, and context help them guess the meaning of unfamiliar words. I can get the story from picture and how the teacher tells it. One of them said like that. Next slide, please. And the last is challenges. Some students struggle when stories were too fast or too difficult. Effective storytelling depends on the teacher's clarity and appropriate story selection. Next slide, please. And the next is discussion. The first is storytelling as a tool for vocabulary development. Children find it easier to remember words when they appear in story. The context of the story makes vocabulary more meaningful and understandable. Repetition within stories support retention without broad memorization. And the second is comprehension skills. Enhance students' listening and story comprehension skills. Students can infer word meaning from context and visual. Repeated sentence structure strengthen language understanding. Next slide, please. And the next is engagement and motivation. Students are more enthusiastic and active during storytelling, creates a more relaxed and enjoyable learning environment. Encourage interaction, question, and confidence in speaking. And the next is imagination and critical thinking. Stories simulate imagination, analysis, and critical thinking. Students can share opinion and imagine alternative endings, supports language production and higher order thinking skills. And next is challenges. Difficulties arise when the teacher speaks too fast or uses unfamiliar vocabulary. Teachers' performance greatly affects storytelling effectiveness, and teachers must adjust stories and deliver to suit students' age and proficiency level. Next slide, please. And next is conclusion. Based on the research at SDN Mendong, storytelling has a positive impact on improving elementary students' English comprehension. It creates a fun and engaging learning environment, helping students better understanding vocabulary, sentence structure, and the overall meanings of story. Through storytelling, students learn naturally by connecting word with visual, gesture, and story context. This method also strengthens their listening and speaking skills as they hear correct pronunciation and practice retelling stories. The results show that students become more active, confident, and curious during lessons. In summary, storytelling is an effective and enjoyable method for teaching English, and it is recommended for broader use in elementary classroom. So for me, if there are any question, you can raise your hand and mention your name. Okay, Puspa.
Okay, thank you, Putri. I want to ask you something. According to this study, How does storytelling influence student motivation and engagement in the classroom? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Give me a minute for the answernya. Okay, I will answer Puspa's question. So, storytelling significantly enhances students' motivation and engagement in the English classroom. When teachers use stories, learning becomes more enjoyable and meaningful, which encourages students to pay attention and participate actively. So, the fun and imaginative nature of story captures students' interest, making them eager to listen and respond. In addition, storytelling creates a safe and relaxed learning environment where students feel less anxious about making mistakes. This helps build their confidence to speak, ask questions, and interact in English. The emotional connection students develop with character and plots also make them more involved and willing to learn. As a result, storytelling not only supports language development but also fosters a positive attitude towards learning English. It is clear, Mbak Diani Puspa.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Amanda, as a moderator. Okay, so my name is Dilpa Jakia and my partner is Alida Laras Pratiwi. We are from Group 9. Based on our research, our research is talk about analysis of the impact of English club activities on the English subject of SMA and 3 Kota Serang student. Next slide, please. Sorry. Okay, table. This is a table of content. The chapter 1 is introduction, chapter 2 literature review, chapter 3 methodology, chapter 4 result, chapter 5 finding, and the last one is conclusion. Next slide, please. Okay, in the chapter 1 introduction, this is a background of the study. So in this era of globalization, English proficiency, particularly speaking skill, has become a crucial asset for students, especially in countries where English is considered a foreign language. Research that shows that extracurricular activities such as English clubs significantly improve English proficiency through repeated practice, peer feedback, and exposure to authentic language use. So, English clubs are available as extracurricular option. Their implementation and effectiveness in improving English proficiency are not always clearly evaluated. Many students participate irregularly, and the programs may lack structured speaking activities that target language development. Thus, it is necessary to explore how English can contribute to affect the student English proficiency. So, this study aims to analyze how English club activity at SMA 3 Kota Serang affect the student English subject score and addresses improvement and challenges that remain. Next slide, please. Okay, this is our research question. The first one is, how does English club activities affect that English subject score of at SMA 3 Kota Serang student? And the second one, what kind of activity do students do in the English club? And the third one is, what types of English club activity are most effective in developing students' English proficiency? And the fourth one is, do students who join the English club have a good grades in English subject? And the last one question is, what perspective do students hold regarding their improvement in the English club? Next slide, please. So this is our research objective based on research question. The first one is to analyze the impact of English club activities on the English subject scores of students at SMA 3 Kota Serang. And the second one is to identify the types of activities conducted within the English club. And the third one is to determine which English club activity are most effective in improving student English proficiency. And the fourth one is to examine the correlation between student participation in the English club and their academic performance in the English subject. And the last one is to explore student perspective regarding their participation and experiences in the English club. Next slide, please. So this is our literature review in the chapter 2. The first one is the role of extracurricular activity in language learning. According to Mahoney et al. In 2005, extracurricular participation enhances student engagement and promotes academic success by providing extended learning opportunities beyond the classroom. It's mean, so English club activities such as storytelling, speech, games, and debates. This is offer practical that low stress environment for students to use English in real life scenarios. And the second one is English club as a platform for active language use. So based on the Richards and Rogers in 2001, highlight that language acquisition improve through meaningful communication rather than rote memorization. In English clubs, students participate in conversation, presentation, or group tasks that require active language. This activity aligned with communicative language teaching. And the third one is improve academic performance through language exposure. So, according to creation input hypothesis, in 1982, students acquire language when they are exposed to comprehensible input that is slightly beyond their current proficiency level. English club activities provide such as input in a meaningful and interactive way, helping students improve their English skills naturally through use rather through direct instruction. And the last one is English club activities foster collaborative learning. So based on the Johnson and Johnson in 1999, assert the cooperative learning improves academic outcomes because students learn more effectively when they work together toward common goals. Next slide, please. So we will have also about the previous study. This is based on the Sultan Ageng Tirta University study in 2023. This research title talk about the motivation and academic achievement. So the study involved 20 high school students who are active members of English club through questionnaire. It was found that club participation significantly boosts student intrinsic motivation to learn English. As a result, they become more engaged and confident in English class, which contribute to better academic performance and grades in the subject. And the second one is Simpulan Adult in Medan. The title is Impact on Writing and Speaking. This research examines student performance before and after joining English club, using pre and post tests focused on speaking, writing skill. These findings show a noticeable improvement in both areas after club participation. Since speaking and writing are core components of English subject assessment, this improvement directly support better English subject score in the school. Next slide, please. And then the methodology, the research design. This research used qualitative method and the participation we took a 5 SMA in 3 Kota Serang English club member. The sample student who are member of the English club, of course, and active in joining English club activities in the school. And the data collection method, data collection was conducted by using observation, interview with students who are members of the English club, and directly requesting a student grade record from the relevant English teacher. And the last one is data analysis, the research using narrative analysis to interpret the student experience and participation and the perception, regarding to the impact of English club activity on their English subject grades by examining the stories, personal accounts, and reflections shared during interview. Next slide, please. Okay, so the result that we get, the first one is positive impact on grades, and the second one is improved English proficiency, and the third is most effective activities, and the fourth is boost in confidence, and the last one is positive learning environment. Next slide, please. Okay, based on the result, the finding indicates that participant in English club activity has significant positive impact on student English subject performance at SMA in 3 Kota Serang. Students who actively engage in the club demonstrated better English proficiency, speech and debates and storytelling were especially effective as they require preparation, critical thinking, and accurate language use, improving vocabulary, grammar, and fluency. In addition, informal activity like game, singing together, watching some English films play a supportive role by reducing anxiety and creating a relaxed environment that encourages language practice. So this study also found a strong correlation between club participation and improved academic results, suggesting that consistent involvement in extracurricular English practice support classroom learning. Moreover, students express positive perspective about their experience in the English club. They feel more confident, motivated, and enthusiastic about learning English, showing that the club also contribute to student emotional and social development. So overall, English club activity are not only beneficial for language proficiency, but also foster a more engaging and enjoyable approach to learning English. Next slide, please. And then this is the conclusion. So the conclusion from our research seminar, the study concludes that English club activity at SMA 3 Kota Serang have a strong positive impact on student English proficiency and significantly contribute to higher English subject grades. Structured activities such as speeches, debate, and etc. are especially effective in enhancing language skills. Students who actively participate in the English club consistently show better academic performance and express increased motivation and confidence in learning English. Overall, the English club plays an important role in supporting students' success in the English subject. And that's all from me. Do you have any question from my presentation? Go ahead, please.
Okay, audience, do you have any question for the group 9 or comments or perhaps a point you'd like to clarify maybe? You can raise your hand and use a microphone to asking.
Okay, if there are no question, thank you so much. Thank you, Manda, as a moderator. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Group 9, for the great presentation. And now I will read a little summary of this material. So the research of this group highlight the how structured activities like speeches and debates, alongside more informal engaging activities effectively, can boost student language skills, confidence, and overall motivation in learning English. So this study underscores the vital role English clubs play in complementing classroom learning and fostering a more dynamic and enjoyable English learning environment. So there was a insightful presentation. Thank you so much. So next, we're nearing the end of our presentation. And for our final group, I'd like to invite group 17 and Mardiani as the presenter. You can start the presentation, please.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Okay, first of all, good morning everyone, and thank you for being here today. I'm Mahardil Lydia Puspajelita with my partner Amanda Adelia Rahma. We are group 17. Today, we are honored to present our research title, Motivation in Language Learning, Investigating for Factors that Influence Motivation Among English Language Learners in Different Educational Contexts. Next slide, please. Okay, first is background. English is now a global necessity, but many learners still struggle because of low motivation. The study explores how motivation works differently in formal and informal learning settings to understand what support or hinder learners. Next slide, please. Okay, this study is guided by four main research questions. First, it explores the key factors that influence motivation among English learners in different educational settings. Second, it looks at how intrinsic and extrinsic motivation differ between formal and informal learners. Third, it is examines how teaching method and the classroom environment can impact motivation. Lastly, it considers how learners' cultural backgrounds shape their attitude and engagement in learning English. This question aims to provide a deeper understanding and what drives or hinder motivation in various learning contexts. Next slide. Okay, this is research objective first. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is literature review. First, theory of motivation in learning. Second, intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation in LT. Third is the role of teachers and classroom environment in student motivation, culture and contextual influence on motivation, and the last, technology and motivation in language learning. Next slide, please. Okay, several studies support this research. First, Ahmad et al. 2014 found that motivation increased when teachers use interactive and student-centered method, especially in conservative learning environment. Second, Ushioda 2011 emphasized that intrinsic motivation such as learning for interest or enjoyment helps students stay engaged longer. Third, Harmer 2007 explained the extrinsic motivation like studying for grades can be a useful starting point, even it is not always long lasting. For Hussein et al. 2020 found that emotional support from teacher was more important for motivation than material alone. And the last, Ryan and Daisy 2000 introduced self-determination theory, which highlight the need for autonomy, competence, and relatedness to build strong, lasting motivation. These studies show that motivation in language learning is shaped by both personal and environmental factor. Next slide, please. Okay, this study use qualitative phenomenological approach to explore learners' real experience with English learning motivation, and 10 participants from formal and informal settings were selected through purposive sampling. They were chosen for their active learning and ability to share their thoughts. And next slide. Uh, for instrument, open-ended questionnaires and interview were used to collect personal insight. Data collection was carried out both online and face-to-face, depending on the participants. After collecting the responses, we use thematic analysis to identify key patterns in the data, such as intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, the influence of teachers and learning environment, and the cultural background of the learners. Next slide, please. Okay, after analyzing the responses, we identified four main themes for the data. From the data, first, types of motivation. Learners in informal education were mostly extrinsically motivated. They focus on a grade or future jobs. In contrast, informal learners show more intrinsic motivation, like learning through music or media because they enjoy it. Second, learning environment and teaching practice. Interactive teaching method made students more engaged and motivated. But in regard, test-focused classroom, students often feel bored and anxious. Third is cultural attitude towards English. Some learners view English as a key to success, while others show it as less relevant in their daily lives. Cultural view clearly influence motivation level. And the last, challenges and support systems. Students face obstacles like shyness, lack of access, or few practice opportunities. However, support from teacher, family, or even mobile apps help keep them motivated. Next slide. Okay, for discussion, formal motivation in formal versus informal context. Formal learners are mostly extrinsically motivated, focused on grades and or jobs. Informal learners are more intrinsically motivated, driven by interest and enjoyment. Second, teacher and environment impact, interactive, supportive teaching, both confidence and motivation. Third, cultural influence, cultural views shape learners' motivation. Some see English as elite or foreign, while others are motivated by personal goals like studying abroad. Next slide. For integration of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, and the last, uh, implication for teaching and curriculum. Next slide, please. Okay, for conclusion, this study found that formal education often promotes extrinsic motivation, while informal setting encourage intrinsic interest in learning English. Teacher support, classroom environment, and cultural factor strongly influence motivation. Over time, external goals can develop into personal connection with the language. These findings suggest the need for learner-centered, cultural responsive teaching to build lasting motivation. Next slide, please. Okay, this is a recommendation. That's all from us. Any question, guys? Okay, Shahara.
Thank you, Puspa. So my question is, you says that a fun learning environment and a motivating teacher really help students' attitudes and how well they do in learning. Can you explain what specific things make a learning place fun and a teacher motivating that you think help students want to learn more, both because they enjoy it and because of outside rewards? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sarah, for the question. Okay, I will answer the question, yeah. Okay, thank you for asking. Let me answer this question. Let's break down what makes a learning place fun and teacher motivating in simple terms. What makes a learning place full or an engaging learning environment? First, it's active, not boring. Students aren't just sitting and listening all the time. They are doing things like playing games, doing group projects, or acting out conversations. Second, it's safe to make mistakes. Students feel okay trying not things and making error without being loved at or getting bad marks right away. They know mistakes are part of learning. Third, it feels like a community. Students feel connected to their classmates and teachers. They help each other and feel like they belong. Fourth, things are interesting and different. The lesson use fun material like video, music, or stories that students actually care about. The activities change often, so doesn't get boring. And the last, there are a clear purpose. Students understand why they are learning something and how it will help them in real life. This makes the learning feel important. And move to what makes a teacher motivating. First, they are positive and encouraging. They praise student effort and not just perfect result. They believe in their student ability to learn. And second, they make learning clear. They explain things simply and check the student understanding. They don't just rush through the topic. Third, they care about student as people. They listen to students, understand their struggle, and show empathy. Empathy. They build good relationships. And the last, give a good feedback. They tell students specifically what they do well and how they can improve instead of just giving a grade. This helps students feel competent. But fun environment and motivating teachers help intrinsic motivation student learn because they enjoy it, and by making learning enjoyable, relevant, and personally satisfying, they also support extrinsically motivation learning more enjoyable. So students are more likely to put in their effort need to achieve external goals like good grades or a better job. That's all from me. Okay, is enough now.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sofi. Baik moderator.
Valuable contributions today. We have covered a wide array of fascinating topics from its presentation, of the unique perspective, and spark engaging discussion, and truly highlighting the depth of understanding gained in our seminar on ELT course. So I want to extend my sincere gratitude to all the presenters, and a big thank you as well to our lecturer, Mr. Shafizal, for training us throughout this course and providing us with this opportunity. And finally, to our audience, thank you for your active participation and thoughtful questions. And this concludes our final test seminar. I hope you all found it as informative and inspiring as I did. Thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Udah kelar kan?